Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Uploading visuals, sir.
See, men nowadays, they want us to be submissive, but they don't want to be providers.
Right.
So it's like, don't ask me to submit to you and you're not providing.
Submit
you're not
to
taking
what?
care of the household. I can't depend on you as a man to be able to wake up every day and say everything is going to be okay.
Right.
I cannot get that from you. So why would you want me to be submissive to something? What am I submitting to?
Daphnique Springs proves why men get their passports and save themselves. Don't date these women. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Shout out to our Patreon supporter, Mr. Johnson, for sending us this video. Salute! This video highlights everything you need to know to get your passports and take your talents overseas. The original video is in the description because we are going to highlight a couple things from their talk. But for the full context of what they're saying, watch the full video. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we got to do because we men ain't we? Shit.
What I think it is for women. For men, I think the reason men are single is because I think they have the most unrealistic expectations of any generation that has ever walked this planet.
Men?
Men.
But I feel like men, whenever they're ready, it's women out there for them.
Yeah, but see, to me, it's not about getting married. It's about staying married and being happy. Anybody can get married to anybody they want. You can go out the street and find a doable. Is he going to be homeless? Is he going to be, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can marry somebody, but how you going to be happy? Are you going to stay together?
Yeah, and that's another thing. When men always say to women, oh, that's why you ain't married, they act like it's not somebody out there that won't marry us. I could easily get married. I think that's the bare minimum. But can I get married to someone that I want to be with for the rest of my life? Am I getting married to someone that in my mind is the ideal mate for me?
Am I in love with this person?
Yeah.
Do I see myself sustaining this love?
And I can get divorced.
So the dude will pop, exactly. And that's the case, then what was it for? So a dude will pop up like, oh, I can get a woman anytime I want to. But in 4 years, you know, you had us at your wedding. You had us all in white. You had us dressing up, coming to these, you know, birth announcements and all this. 3 years later, oh, I don't even mess with her no more. What did you say that's through all that
for? Because she crazy. Well, you knew she was crazy.
But you were so focused on, oh, I could get her. You wasn't focused on, do I want her? You know what I mean? And that's the difference between men and women.
She is right and wrong at the same time. And we're going to let her explain why she's wrong.
I think men,
at least where I'm at in life, it's easy for me to get married.
It was always easy for me. I think that men use it as a weapon to keep us men thinking.
Men like crazy bitches.
Exactly. Men like everything.
And all you gotta do is pretend to be nice. You gotta show your representative. If I show my representative,
be nice to his mama.
Yeah.
Keep the house clean when he come over. Yeah. Call him baby and sweetie a lot. Make us play. He'll be like, she a keeper.
Yeah.
I don't know, dog. I might have to keep her. And then as soon as the wedding is over, just, you know, go back to being yourself.
Yeah, fart.
Whatever. Do whatever.
Take a shower.
Dude, that's how you get a husband. You really gotta pretend to be what he
Dinner night is hot dogs.
Right. Dinner night? Who cooking dinner after we get married? What?
I'll cut up some hot dogs.
Oh no, I'm DoorDashing every day. Call your mama.
And for myself, I'm not even gonna get you anything.
Oh yeah, I got nothing for you.
Did you get your passport yet? Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? She's going from men having unrealistic expectations just to contradict herself by saying men are easy. Men like everything. She said nothing about height. She said nothing about money. She said nothing about degrees. This is where the wife store comes in. Check this out.
And on the first floor, there are wives who love sex. On the second floor, there are wives who love sex and who are kind. On the third floor are wives who love sex, who are kind, and who enjoy sports. The fourth, fifth, and sixth floors have never been visited.
That's so
and that's
cool,
the end of the story.
I love that.
Men are simple creatures. We don't need much to be happy. It's women that are agents of chaos. And that's exactly what they told you what's gonna happen after you marry them. After the honeymoon phase is over, she will go right back to her default settings, and that is creating chaos. Now, like I said before, she's also right about men having unrealistic expectations, because in modern society, you cannot expect a woman to be a virgin and save herself for marriage. You cannot expect a woman to have a lower body count than a predator. You cannot expect a woman waiting to be a mother. To make a long story short, you cannot expect a woman to be traditional. These expectations are unrealistic in modern Western society. Everything you need to know about why men are opting out is coming out of these females' mouths. Did you get your passport yet?
Me and you can go to the unemployment line tomorrow, get us somebody who need a green card, get us somebody...
Not a green card, girl!
I can get a husband. I've been proposed to 4 times, for the record. I only married one person, but I've been proposed to 4 times. It ain't hard to get somebody to ask you to marry him. The other 3 was like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, because I didn't want to marry you. But if I would have just wanted a husband, I would have been married 4 times by now.
Did you hear that, fellas? She said, ew. Where did we hear that before?
Absolutely. Okay, so obviously they're asking in your heads, and I know where we're going here. What about Jay?
Aw.
Oh, damn it.
I appreciate that.
I mean, Jay is handsome.
Thank
He's
you.
smart. He's a stand-up guy. You've known him for 20 years.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about her, but I'm gonna make this happen. Like,
That's what the ew guy looks like. Women are disgusted by the men that are actually good for them. Most of these guys are invisible. When these women talk about men having unrealistic expectations, they are talking about the Chads and Tyrones, the top dogs, the men that all the girls want. These guys come with a different mindset. Why in the blue hell is he gonna propose to you when he already has access to the punani? Women always have a bunch of simps ready to drink their bathwater, and they keep them around to boost their egos. That's why these women appear confident, but they are only one rejection away from their antidepressant prescription.
Think about it. If I'm single and I'm 40 and you single and you 40, you ain't better than me because you a dude. We both old maids.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We both old maids.
And then another thing with somebody like Kevin Samuels, I feel like they really want to tear you down as a woman and make you feel like you can't get somebody else, so that you'll start lowering your expectations and then accept bullshit off of raggedy ass men.
This is pure gold. This is that feel-good Kool-Aid that leaves these women on antidepressants when they hit the wall. When they figure out that this is all a lie. Men and women are biologically not the same. A woman's value decreases as she ages because her eggs dry up. Her looks fade. Men, especially the men that she's looking for, are gonna date younger. Yesterday we made a video about a 57-year-old man dating a 22-year-old woman. That girl is in it for the money and the status. A 40-plus-year-old man can still provide what women want in a man. These are things that are scientifically proven, and when someone like Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, he was an image consultant, letting these women know what the high-value men that these women want are looking for in a woman. And of course, it is interpreted as bashing. Did you get your passport yet?
But in America, black men, for some reason, don't want to see us with a man with money. And they think that if you do like that, or you want a man to pay for this to take care of you, that you're a gold digger. And I don't think that that's always factual, right? I think it's just like, oh, why don't you to be the provider? You don't want to be the... See, men nowadays, they want us to be submissive, but they don't want to be providers.
Right.
So it's like, don't ask me to submit to you and you're not providing, you're not taking care of the household. I can't depend on you as a man to be able to wake up every day and say everything is going to be okay. I cannot get that from you. So why would you want me to be submissive to something? What am I submitting to?
Yeah, submissive to what? Right.
And I'm not saying this is every man.
No.
But it's quite a bit of them.
This is exactly why you need to get your passport. Because modern women, black women in particular, have no clue what the value of a man is. When we talk about high value men, it's not just about money. Just because women today make more money than men does not make them competent leaders, decision makers, teachers, or protectors. Black women have to be careful with the words that are coming out of their mouths because they don't invest in their boys. They become the men that they have been complaining about for decades. Where did Daphnique get the information that men don't want to provide but want women to be submissive? You should have no problems with men not wanting to provide because you're strong and independent, right? That means you can provide for yourself, right? This is more profound than you think. Check this out.
A man has to have a plan. That's the whole thing. A man has to, but again, that's when we say quality over quantity. Would you marry the man that didn't have a plan? You know what I mean? You gonna marry a man and say, baby, this is what we're gonna do. So you're submitting to the plan. Okay, this is the plan I agreed to follow.
Absolutely.
But if you're dating a dude that has no plan, that's why I couldn't be with an unambitious man. For me, it's not the money, it's the ambition. Because my ambition, he's gonna hate it if he doesn't have it. Because I'm gonna be like, you can sit here and watch the game. I'm getting ready to go get this money.
Okay.
Okay, and now you're gonna say I'm not being submissive. Can't please him. Can't please him.
You can't please him.
You see, from the get-go, these women have no interest in following a man's lead because they are raised to be independent. So they see a man as an ATM machine and a Gucci bag. They don't make money to take care of a man. Their money is their money, and your money is their money as well. They are not taught to be girlfriends or wives. When a man goes out there and works 60, 70 hours a week, he does not want to come home to a woman that does the same. We're not saying that you cannot work, but we're not looking for an employee. When I come home, I want peace of mind. We need balance. Life is about balance. What's the use of having a girlfriend? I've said it many times on this channel. If I did not want family, I would not have a woman. We have a family plan, a family goal, and I don't have to convince her or teach her how to be a wife and a homemaker, because that is ingrained in her culture. What these women are talking about always happens when society is built. Their mentality changes because of their options. Check this out.
Has always been.
But I think it does something to women deep down inside if you know that you make the most money in the household.
I think the difference between us and our grandmothers is their expectations were lower for life. They didn't expect to be happy because black people were treated like shit. We've seen joy, we've seen wealth, we've seen black millionaires, so we want it. They never saw it, so they didn't want it. They wanted what they had. You're gonna marry Cleophas down the street. You're gonna get pregnant a bunch of times. You're gonna
not a bunch of times.
And then and he might run off. He might stay. You gonna do, and it's gonna be, and that's what it's gonna be. When I got married the first time, my parents legit were just like, you're gonna go to work. You're gonna come home to your husband, and that's gonna be your life. And I was like, yo, no, you know what I mean? But that was how their generation came up because that's what they saw their parents doing. So I feel like there was a shift with the newer generations that was like, we don't want what our parents wanted, we want more. And the desire for more created a rift in relationships.
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.